Armed with the right tools and the right knowledge, players can make an absolute fortune from mining in Star Citizen, not only fairly reliably, but in a more relaxed manner than the current combat missions. And this hotly requested video will tell you how to do exactly that. I'm Forrester, and my YouTube channel has lots of Star Citizen videos ranging from guides to reviews, so if you find this video useful, you might want to check out a few more, or even subscribe to be notified when new videos go live. To get started, you'll need a mining ship, like a prospector. You can buy one in-game for 2 million Alpha UEC, which you can fairly quickly make back through mining Quantainium. You'll also want to buy a Lancet mining head. You can get one from Crew L1 for 23,500 Alpha UEC. And whilst you're there, you might also like to pick up some optional consumables to make life easier. For this guide, I'm using the Vox C2, the Riga C3, and the Focus 3 modules. Altogether, that's probably another 100,000 credits or so. If you're struggling for where to buy them, head to the refinery deck and the terminal that sells clothes. Use your mouse wheel on the options along the top to show more options, then select the Utility tab. You'll need to equip these to your prospector by hitting the F1 key and going to Vehicle Loadout. If your prospector isn't listed, you may need to claim it at this location first. Then, with your modules equipped, spawn in your mining ship. For this guide, we'll head to the Aran Halo asteroid belt. There is plenty of good mining to be had, and in my experience it's a little safer than some of the other places. Lots of Quantainium miners also head to Lyria, so your own preferences may come into play. The easiest way to get to the Aran belt from Crew L1 is to set a course for Arc L3. Then, whilst you're in quantum travel, you'll watch the distance go down, and between 10 and 12 million kilometers, cancel the quantum travel by pressing the same button you pressed to make the jump. You should hopefully see lots of asteroids appear around you, and then you know you're in the right place. Next, you're going to scan for rocks. If you didn't already, be sure to go into the menu and set your lock ping controls to scanning mode to no, so you can keep doing pings from your mining or flight modes. Then it's a case of flying in the same direction, checking the rocks as you go by. I'd suggest choosing a compass bearing and following that, or making like Icarus and always flying towards the sun. That way you don't end up disoriented and scanning the same rock twice. By entering mining mode and changing your targeting mode to target, you can move your mouse to hover over a rock when it's in range to see what's in it. Fly past any E or P type rocks, they're probably not worth it. I do scan M type rocks, especially in case they contain laranite in good quantities, which are worth picking up, but if you're out for Quantainium, you're looking for a Q type rock. Some players will look for a group of rocks together, but with a prospector, 1 or 2 rocks is usually enough to fill your cargo bay. You can estimate how much a rock will fill your stores by doing a quick calculation. Multiply the mass of the rock by the percentage of Quantainium. If the answer to that sum is 1300 or more, I'd usually suggest you stop to mine it. A full 32 SCU of storage is roughly equivalent to 1600 in mass, but you don't always get clean breaks, and mostly full load is better than spending too long searching. If you can see a rock that isn't scanning, just leave it. It's probably not worth spending too long trying to figure it out. Likewise, sometimes the scanning phase can take a while. I've found Quantainium rocks after 5 minutes, and sometimes after as long as 20 or 30 minutes. Don't worry if it takes a bit longer, you're after the good stuff, so it's worth hanging around for. Once you've found a suitable rock, there's no need to rush breaking it. If you've equipped the modules outlined earlier, you can probably just get to 100% power and within optimum range, usually about 30 meters. Your aim is to keep the charge bar firmly in the green and hope for a nice clean cut. It's anecdotal, but I find the better a job you do of avoiding the red, the better your chances of a nice clean cut of ore. After you've broken the big rock, scan the smaller rocks and work out what has Quantainium in. You're best off breaking all the rocks first before extracting anything, so go ahead and do that and survey your prize. Once you're ready to start extracting, go ahead and queue up your quantum drive destination to Crew L1 again. That'll give you the UI marker for where to point your ship when you're ready. Then switch your mining laser to extraction mode and hoover up the Quantainium, starting with the highest percentage rocks, then moving on to the lower percentage. It's okay if you hoover up some other stuff too. Your aim is to get the most Quantainium possible, but if that involves bringing back a bit of quartz too, that's fine. You might be tempted to rush, but there's no need. Your aim is to work fast, and sometimes trying to rush can be your enemy. You have well over 10 minutes to scoop up your prize and head home. Once you've picked up the last of the Quantainium, it's time to head back to Crew L1. If your cargo bay isn't quite full, you may as well scoop up anything else that's lying around. It'll give you a little bit of money. Then activate your quantum drive and flip across to your pre-planned route. Once you come out of quantum drive, you'll need to make your landing. Again, move fast, but don't feel the need to rush. If you've planned this well, which you probably have, you've barely used half of your timer by the time you get to the station. Land gently to avoid issues. Once you're landed, you'll probably feel like the elevator takes ages to reach you. That's fine and normal, you should have plenty of time. But once you do get safely within the ship's spawn area, head to the terminal and click to store your ship, for extra peace of mind. Then head down to the refinery deck to unload your goodies. At the refinery terminal, select your prospect from the list and click to set up a work order. Be sure to tick your Quantainium and select your preferred method. I usually use the Dinix solvanation to get maximum profits over a slightly longer period. Then pay the small cost and wait for the order to finish. Once the order has finished, unload it into a cargo hauler and away you go. If you don't have a cargo ship, you can rent a Cutlass Black for about 30 to 40,000 Alpha UEC for a day. You probably want to wait until you have a fair amount of cargo to move to get best use of the rental. I usually suggest selling at ArcCorp Area 18, but other places should work fine too. Then it's as simple as sit back and enjoy your profits. Every full load of Quantainium you bring back should be over 200k. Hopefully this has been a useful little introduction into how to make decent money from mining Quantainium in Star Citizen 3.16. If it has been useful, I'd love for you to press that like button so I know to make more videos like this. And if you're not already subscribed, you might like to hit that button when you're down there so you can be notified every time a new Star Citizen video goes live. If you're a miner and have some other top tips, I'd love to read about them in the comments. Otherwise, as ever, thank you for watching.